Hello, everybody. Just now, I'm suggest to start our webinar about i-Portunus mobility program and how to apply. Because i-Portunus is a great new program for your mobility support. Maybe you know that it's a pilot mobility share for artists and culture professionals. i-Portunus is implemented on behalf of the European Commission by Goethe-Institut, Institut Français, IZOLYATSIA, and Nida Art Colony of Vilnius Academy of Arts. It's a program which is important for all culture actors because it's not only about mobility, it's about analysis. We are asking you about your feedbacks. How do you feel? It's easy, simple, transparent, or maybe you have other suggestions how to improve the mobility scheme. So that's why we are asking about your feedbacks. The second task of our program is the pilot. So we are trying to provide the funding possibilities for culture actors during April and September. You will have 3 calls. One was launched, and the first call brings us very brilliant results. We've got more than 1,200 applications, and 122 should be supported. Now we have the second call for mobility, and then it will be the third one. And after all the 3 calls will be ended, we will develop the policy recommendation for new improvements. i-Portunus, it's about you, and you are the part of the answer, because as I said already, we need your feedbacks about the program. For whom it's, for what kind of art? It's for performing and visual arts, except music, unfortunately, for just now. And all countries who are eligible for Creative Europe program can participate in this program. More about Creative Europe countries. Here are the list for all countries who can be eligible for this i-Portunus mobility grants. To know about what is visual arts in our applications, it's crafts, design, digital arts, fashion, fine arts, graphic arts, and photography. Performing arts are circus, dance, opera, performance, puppetry, street art, and theater. Mobility. Of course, everybody maybe knows about the duration of mobility. So it can be not less than 15 and not more than 85 days. And you can start your mobility on 22nd of July, but you need to come back to your country of the residency not later than 31st of December this year. And you should remember every time that during the application, you need to be focused only on one project. As to the duration and your travel, it can be either continuous or segmented. During the first call, we had the rule that your travel can't be split on some small trips. Now, after your feedbacks, after the first call, we managed improvements, and now we can have continuance and segmented mobility. What is continuous mobility? Continuous mobility means that you have one round-trip travel to one or several destinations. It's possible. Segmented mobility means that you will travel several times to one or several destinations. Each trip must last a minimum 5 days. Please note this rule, 5 days minimum. Then you can make, for instance, 5 plus 10, 5 plus 2, 5 plus 5 plus 5. Total number of days should be between 15 and 85. The sum of funding will not change. It's only it will be one amount for all your trips. What about individuals and groups? It's possible now in the second call to travel and to apply like either individuals or groups. You need to be older than 18. You need to be legal resident of Creative Europe country. And you need to remember that, that everybody should be individuals, not legal entities. Legal entities are not eligible. I recommend to everybody to note very important point, that you need to organize a project with host institution or partner in another Creative Europe country or in several other countries. It's about your idea, because if you will have some partner which is not giving some provement that this partner is real weight for you, for this meeting, for this project, without this provement, without this information, it will be less chances for you to be successful. Financial support and available budget. It's very important for you to remember the figures. If you are traveling for the period 15 till 29 days, you can get 1,500 euros. For more longer travel, which will start with 30 to 58 days, so you can get 2,400 euros. If you have more longer travel, in duration between 60 till 85 days, you can get 3,000 euros. Please note that for this call, we suggest additional mobility support for disabled artists and culture professionals. You need to make some notes in your application form in this case. In your application, you will need to describe the project and main objective. You will need to explain how the mobility project will allow you to achieve the stated objective. You need to provide documents showing that you have made plans for, with your host institution or host partner, and that the partner or host institution is committed to your project. Then your application should clearly illustrate how this mobility will affect your professional development or career path, for instance, creation, training, collaboration, career or job perspectives, networking, etc. It can be either. The main objective of your mobility must be one of followings. It can be collaboration. For example, you are working with culture production, like exhibition, performance, theater piece with international partner. It can be production-oriented residencies. The result of your mobility will be a public presentation for a newly created body of work, exhibition, performance, public, etc. It can be professional development. For instance, you can take part in networking meetings, showcases, workshops, master classes, and other types of trainings outside of formal education. It can be presentation. For example, you will present an exhibition, performance, theater piece, in the destination country. Second call for mobility, where you can find their information. You can follow to iPortunus webpage. It's here. And you can find information on IZOLYATSIA webpage. What you need to note for just now is that submission deadline for the second call is only 24th of June and only till 2 p.m. Brussels time. Notifications of result will be published on 16th of July. You can start your trip on 25th of July and come back not later than 31st of December. On this slide, you can see how the web page is looking. And via the links which are presented just now, you can find very detailed information about requirements, which will be useful and very important for you for understand how to apply and what will be after you will be success. Call for application in English, call for application in Ukrainian are available. There is available information in translation into French. And if you are from Albanian, Serbian, Romanian, Armenian, and Georgian, such translations are available on the web page of iPortunus as well. How to apply? To apply, you should create an account on My iPortunus EU. It's very simple and will take only maximum 1 minute of your time. For preparing and making the application, you need complete application form in English before 24th of July and not later than 2 p.m. Brussels time. And please note that after this deadline, you will not be able to modify your application. This page is showing how you can create your account. You need to make login or register. After you make login or after your registration, you will got this page and you will see your previous applications. For instance, it's for sample. And you can see all the information about current call, all the dates you need to remember. Then you will got the next page, which is named Create a New Application File. Then you need to follow Yes, green button. And you will be asked to provide the following types of information. Very simple, very easy. Only 6 points to describe. It's about you and your personal details. Very simple. Education. You will get it. Work experience. This point is about your work and experience to show to experts how your work experience is relevant for your mobility. Then, on the first point, you need to detail your planned mobility. You need to be more precise as you can about your dates, destination, method of transport. The 5th point is very important and crucial. Information of your project. It means description, need for mobility, preparation, impact. Please give us more as you can. Describe more precise as you can, because Without your details, it will be very hard to understand for what is your project, why it's so important, and why we need to support your project. And then the sixth one, very easiest, we will be asking you to provide the feedback about the application process. It's very important for us, for consortium partners, because this is a pilot project and we want to learn from your experience. We need to know your feedback. Then, after you will describe all of the 6 points, you need to download 4 documents. One is your CV, only 1 page, then portfolio, maximum 10 pages, then relevant documents supporting your mobility plan, for instance, invitation letters, meetings, confirmations, co-production agreements, and please not more than 5 pages. Then signed declaration of owner. It's not difficult. This declaration is already prepared and you can find it in your mobility account, in your account. You need to print, to sign, and then to download again. It's about to confirm your eligibility and to state that you are not a member of consortium partners, that you are not a staff of IZOLYATSIA or Institut Français or Goethe-Institut or Nida Art Colony. About selection criteria, we have evaluators, and each application will be evaluated by 2 experts. Please note that we are very transparent and we will publish all the experts after the end of the 3rd call. For just now, it's only to say the neutrality, and then we will discover and present all the names of the experts which were participating during the expertise. About selection criteria, it's for you to understand how your application will be evaluated. It's about relevance. It's about how your mobility will assist you to reach the outcomes. It's 20 points. Then preparation. It's about how the project and mobility is prepared, 20 points. And then about outcomes, which can be only 10 points. It's maximum. Each evaluator gives your scores, and then we multiply the score from 1 and second evaluator. And your final score will be the average of 2 scores from 2 evaluators. After selection, you will be all the applicants will be informed by email about the results. And selected applicants will be contacted within 3 or 4 weeks after the deadline of the call. All other applicants will receive the email saying that these applicants are not selected. And due to the number of applications, the i-Portunus team will not motivate the decision, which will be final. This is because you can understand that 1,200 applications, and to give the feedback to everybody will take very lot of time. Eligibility criteria. So what to note? Application must be submitted in English, not later than June 24 this year. And application must include all the information required with all the documents. It's CV, portfolio, documents about your mobility, and signed declaration of owner. You need to be older than 18 years. You need to practice and or work in visual or performing art. And the destination of mobility must be creative Europe countries. I showed you in previous slide all the numbers of creative Europe countries. The departure date must be on or after 25th of July 2019, and you need to come back before 31st December. The total length of mobility must be between 15 and 85 days. The applicant has not previously received i-Portunus mobility support. Of course, this is very fair, because if you are already supported after the first call, you are not eligible to participate and to apply in the second and third call. If you need more information, you can find it on i-Portunus webpage. Either you can write the mails to me, you can see my mail, or to my to our project manager, Eva Blauter. So I showed you the presentation about our mobility program, and now I guess you have some questions about this mobility. You can write in a chat, and I can try to answer all questions you have. Yesterday, I conducted the lesson in our venue about i-Portunus and how to apply. And I've got some questions about what is individuals, how to apply like individuals, and what to do. So if you are individuals according to Ukrainian law, you can apply like physical person, or if you have the so-called FOP in Ukrainian, it's like a kind of registered private entrepreneur, you can apply as well. If you are a group of applications, you can be not more than 5 persons, and in this case, one person is eligible to prepare the application from both of the from all partners of the group. You need to prepare one CV for all members of the group and one portfolio, the common one. Each of group participants will get separately the financial support, will get the separate contract, and get like the separate money. Yes, we have the questions in our chat. Do we need to return to our native country, or we can return to any country in the end? In our rules, in our descriptions, you need to come back to your country of origin, so the country of residency. So yes, you need to come back to your native country. The next question is, I have the question about taxes. Yes. If the question is about taxes, it's you need to remember that in every country who is eligible to work with Creative Europe program, we have different types of taxes. In Ukrainian, we have taxes, two types of taxes for individuals, which are registered and not registered as private entrepreneurs. So you need, if you are not from Ukraine, you need to check your tax authority in your own country and ask about taxes. And all the payment and taxes payment, it's for your responsibility, and only you are responsible for the payments of the tax. So the next one is performance poetry eligible? Yes, because it's about performance. The next question is about can I share the presentation which was made? Yes. If you can give me your mails, I will send to everybody the presentation which were done today. The next one is, could you clarify the difference between international collaboration and product-oriented residencies types of activities? Okay. Let's come back to our presentation. It will be better for you to find the answer in this presentation. So, international collaborations, it can be, for example, exhibitions, performance, theater piece with some of international partners. Production-oriented residencies can be public presentation of new created body of work, exhibition, performance, publication. The difference between international collaboration and public-oriented residencies is, in this case, that, for instance, if you have already developed an exhibition and will to present your own exhibition in your partner or partner venue in other country, it's about international collaborations. But if you are coming to the hosting institution or hosting partner for producing and developing new body of work, for instance, if you are creating new exhibition, new performance, new publication, so it's about production-oriented residencies. So now we will come back to our chat. In Sweden, if you get a stipend, you don't, you do not have to pay income tax. So, is it like income? So, if you are successful applicants and if you win after the call, you will get a contract. And in this contract, it will be shown, presented, that it is not a grant. It will be fee to you. So for you, for your tax authority, it should be asked about how to work with taxes for the fees. It's a question about the income, yes, and you need to pay the tax. If we want, the next question is, if we want to apply like a group, is it possible to fill all details of 4 members in one CV? Yes. You can fill all the information about all your 4 members in one CV. All this is also described in our rules for applications. Okay. I have this, I have here some mails and I will share the presentation. Then I think 1 page is not enough for that information. No, so it's continuous. 1 page will be enough. If you will to give more information, you can add some additional information in your portfolio. So, next one. I missed the beginning of the presentation. Can we participate with video project? So your question is very difficult just now for answering, because I don't understand just now very definite your question. If you are working with a new video project, for instance, if you are going to make or create a film, and if this film will be used for exhibition, for performance, and provided to galleries for non-profit base, yes, it can be eligible. But if you are going to make a film for some commercial purpose or for art house, it is not eligible. So the next question is about if a group goes, it goes the amount. So maybe we need to clarify about the money. For instance, if you apply like individuals, it's very clear about the amount of money. If you are going like group, so it means that every member of your group can get the same amount which is indicated in the rules of applications. For instance, I will come back to our presentation with the sum of money. So here it is. For instance, if you are a group of persons of 3 persons, so each of you can get 1,500 euro for the duration of your trip from 15 till 29 days. So each of the group members will get this sum of money. It will not divide it for 3 persons. Each of your group can get this amount of money. So the next one. If I am from Ukraine, I need to register a FOB to get money. It's not true. If you are from Ukraine, you can either apply like individual person, like physical person, or if you can FOB, you can apply as well. But you need to remember about the difference of taxes. If you are FOB, you have one amount of taxes, it's 5% of the income if you are on the third group for taxation. If you are an individual person, physical person without FOB, then you have to pay 90.5% of taxes. So the next one. Does the group receive the money equal to individual amount multiplied by number of persons? Yes. Everybody of the group will get the number of money which is indicated with the financial support and available budget. The next one. International partner with whom I collaborating cannot get any money. So the question is about the mobility for you and not for your partner to whom you are going to go for making some project. So you are participating in applying and you are the person who can get the money. I hope that I answered the questions. Now I will check if there are some missed. New one. So it's the next question is about eligible costs. So eligible costs are only travel accommodation or so in general the costs which are eligible for this mobility, it's originally your travel cost, your cost for accommodation, then meals. But if you need to pay for some participation in some conferences, like entrance tickets, you can do it. If you need to pay for some of work creation, you can do it, but please confirm and select and make sure that all the documents are collected, and then you can provide all these documents for financial report. So the next question is, so we will come back. Can iPortunus cover the costs, travel, participation of a script development or direction of photography workshop for filmmaker? So as I told already, you can use your money for accommodation, travel, meals. But if you need to pay for some other expense and costs, you can pay it. But please collect all the receipts, checks, payments for making the financial report. So the next one. If you interrupt mobility, you need to return to your country. At the end of your mobility, you need to come back to your country of origin, country of residency. The next question is, what makes a residency relevant? What does it mean that one is responsible for taxes? In Sweden, when receiving a stipend, one does not have to pay income tax on the amount. So, we have a lot of participating countries which can apply for this mobility support. In every country, we have different taxation, and every country creates its own rules about taxes. So, in every country, we need to check with tax authority the rules about income and what kind of taxes you need to pay. In this case, with i-Portunus, it is not a grant money. It's a money which will be written in your contract that it's a fee, your income for participating in this project. So it means that you need to pay some taxes, and the amount of taxes you need to check with your tax authority. So the next question is, if we have oral agreement about the invitation from Art House from Paris, but the official invitation will be submitted after 24th of June, but we can show all the documents that we have already applied for this project. So will you accept our invitation? We can provide all the documents till 16th of July. You need to check with your host institution or host partner the documentation. If you have some letters of correspondence, some mails which can prove your project, that this institution or host partner is waiting for you and it can be real work, then I recommend you to apply. All the documentation which you can provide after the deadline for this call will be not accepted, unfortunately, because our experts are working with the application only with electronic documents which are already downloaded in the system. So please try to find some improvement and show us the documentation or letter of invitations or other documentation you can provide. So the next one is about, can I implement mobility in my country? Now it's about cross-border mobility, and you need to travel from one destination, from one country to another country. Travel and mobility in your country is not eligible for this call. The next one is, can i-Portunus cover the publication, book issue, or only the cost for its material acquisition, preparation, or only research costs? Answering to your question, please check the sector in which you are going to work with your publication. Books are not eligible itself, but if you can make some project which is under visual or performing art, I will show you here. So then it can be eligible. So either visual arts here, crafts, design. For publications and for books, you can maybe go to design and check. Or for graphic arts, photography, it's what about your book will be. And then you can check performing arts. So the next one is, if I choose segmented mobility, then at the end of the first stage of mobility, can I return to the country? Yes. If you choose segmented mobility, it means that you can travel from your country of the residency to country of destination. Then you can come back either to your residency country or to other country you need to go, maybe for with your project, and then come back to destination country. So it's up to you. So the next one. If I would like to participate in Paris Design Week, is it possible to participate in the program? So, answering this question, you need to remember the duration of the mobility. The duration of your mobility should be not minimum than 15 days. If you can arrange your participation and maybe meetings with other partners or for some other aims, but which will be under one topic of the project, then it can be eligible. But please remember every time about the minimum duration of your travel. It's not less than 15 days. So the next question is, should the budget for production of the exhibition be provided at the application, or proof of preparation are more like general statements of intent by the host institution? So about proof of preparation, so it can be general statements of the hosting institution that you have some common idea to create or develop or product something. So it can be either letter of invitation or letter of confirmation of your meeting, or it can be a letter of provement of your participation in the residency. It can be agreement or production agreement. One of the documents can be proof of preparation. Thank you for your comments about answering the questions. The next one is, can we apply with more individual or group application for the same call? So I will try to answer your question. You can apply like individual, so it means like I can apply for myself, or you can apply like a group of persons for one project, and your group should be not more than 5 persons in this group. And this group should be not like legal organization. You should get the money like individuals. Okay. Now it seems that all questions are covered or not. So the next one, I am from Ukraine, but I live and study in Germany. Can I also apply for PhD student and use the grant for my art history and research in Ukraine? It goes about archive research on monumental art of Soviet period on the territory of Ukraine. Okay, so let's think about the aim of your application. It's about research in the field of photography, for instance, or design. I guess that the project of mosaics can be, you can find the best way for you to choose to what kind of visual arts you can make this research. And yes, you are the actor who can apply for this call. Please be successful. The next one. What it means, I am invited in one pair to one conference. Так, with 4 members. Okay. If you have the situation, for instance, how to apply individually or with group of other persons, you need to choose either to apply like individual or either like group of persons. You can't make 2 applications and doubled it. You need to make a choice. Okay. Do you need to provide your mobility budget? No, there are no descriptions in the application form about how you are going to spend your money, but you need to make the notes about the information, how you are going to make your trip, how you are going to make the mobility, at what day you need to come to the destination country, and what are you going to do, but not you need not to detail to your costs. Okay, and for those who are willing to see the contacts, it's here. No, sorry, I will make it again. So, we'll go to the end, not so quick. Yeah, here it is. Okay. It seems that for just now, all questions are covered. If you are willing to have to ask other questions, you, the big one. Let me read. So I've got the question from Sinisa. Our group is accepted by INSEE seminar. Okay. Is it eligible? Is it a question, I guess? It should be eligible, yeah. Additionally, I'm aware that it's less than the minimum 15 days. But when combined with work at Malta for developing the workshop with locals or with additional performances of the results, is it eligible? Yes, it can be eligible, but you need to think about the main idea of the project, because if you will show like 2 types of projects in one application, it will be not eligible. I recommend you to think about one project which can cover the participation in INSEE and then other types of workshops, and then in this case it can be eligible, because the idea is to develop one project which can be supported with i-Portunus. Okay, thanks to you for all your questions. Yes, I also recommend you to have a look on our webpage of i-Portunus EU, because it's not only about travels which are under the calls from i-Portunus. In our webpage, you can find other mobility opportunities in different countries. It's like a platform which covers a lot of useful information for all of artists. And please check all the information, check the statistics, and maybe you can find some other additional grants for your mobility and projects. I very wish to all of you a lot of success in the applications which you are going to, I hope, for this second call or maybe for the third one. And if you will have some additional questions, please don't hesitate to write me on the mails you see on this presentation, or to my colleague Eva Blaute, and we will try to answer to all your questions in details. Thank you for your time, and see you soon.